Right on time, kid. I've got work for you. And welcome back to more Splatoon 2. Last time we went over all the ranked modes, and this time we're beginning our look at Salmon Run. Salmon Run is a 4-player cooperative mode where you basically survive hordes and hordes of salmon while trying to collect salmon eggs for the mysterious Mr. Grizz. So you can play with friends, obviously, but you can also play with randoms. Each month has different gear, so that item at 200 is actually available this month as a rare item. I think you can still get it in later months, but it's sort of rare. I don't think you can even get it from merch. In terms of, like, if someone else has it in the plaza, I don't think you can have merch buy it for you. Anyway, one of the gimmicks of Salmon Run is you have 4 weapons that are actually randomly assigned to a player, so it's actually not a bad way to learn different weapons. So the way this works is you have to survive for 3 waves while collecting salmon eggs. You have several different types of boss salmonids. Salmonids, that's what they're called, I think. So that was like a tower that has a stingray property to it. If you actually get killed, you can be revived like that. If all 4 players go down, obviously that's not good. But you just kind of have to work together. This was actually one of the first maps available. They've added a few more maps since. But unfortunately, it's 1 map per rotation. So for example, if 1 map is playable, it'll be playable for that entire rotation. So the other main problem is I keep saying rotation, which is a problem because you actually can't really choose when to play it online, like we talked about before. You can actually play it anytime you want, locally. But you cannot play it online whenever you want. It is available at specific times, and it's kind of unfortunate. It's one of the main criticisms of Salmon Run is the fact that you can't play it whenever you want, which is just kind of like frustrating. Also, there's another problem of if you play with friends who are lower ranked than you, you can't gain rank, but you can still lose rank, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of odd design. By the way, I feel like I'm letting down my team, but I'm also just really horrible with a sniper, so that was partly my fault, I feel. I feel like I kind of dragged the team down there. Yeah, that could have gone better. I'm just not good with the splatter scope. I'm better with the dualies. Actually, I'd be down with that 1 weapon. I think it was a slosher of some kind, but you have different ranks. So I'm a professional, which means it's really difficult. Yeah, I think that is a slosher, but not like the good kind. But it's still better than a splatter scope, if you ask me. The splatter scope is my least favorite type because the zoom in is really disorienting. The way a splatter scope works is when you start to charge it up, it will automatically zoom in, and that zoom in throws me off. So I kind of wish there was an option to not have a splatter scope and just use the regular splatter shot, because that'd be a lot better. Not splatter shot, I don't know what the actual main sniper is called because I never use it, because I'm not a sniper. This is like one of the easiest maps, but there is a slight problem, and that is with the elevators. The elevators tend to cause a lot of problems if you're not playing with friends, because frankly they kind of require coordination. They require a lot of coordination, and it's hard to coordinate with randoms. So there are times where you'll be left behind and just get picked off by like a salmonid coming up on your heels. The small guys, called small fries, are actually some of the most dangerous enemies, because they can kind of start attacking you and you don't even realize it. So this guy is weak to being attacked from the front until his vehicle breaks, and then you can attack from behind, or you can just coordinate and have a bunch of people stunning him from the front and then attacking from the back. This game is already going much better, partly because I'm not in charge of sniping. So the big guys charge up that bomb, and you have to shoot it while it's charging up. So basically for those guys, leave it to snipers or blasters. Both are very effective. A direct hit from a sniper and a direct hit from a blaster will make short work of it, but as you saw there, everything else kind of doesn't work too well. So for this, oh, that was unfortunate. I was going for the Salmonid there and I got sniped. So, what was I saying? Before I got splatted there? I don't even remember. Okay, gonna try to cut this one in very quickly at the end. So yeah, each different weapon tends to give you different strengths and weaknesses against different types. But again, I remember what I was talking about. You don't have burst bombs, you only have splat bombs, and the reason is there is an enemy that very much requires splat bombs. These are like slow dualies. That's interesting. Also, you have different tides, so this is like mid-tide. There's also a high tide where you have less stage to work with, and low tide where the egg basket moves down to the beach. And you have several different events that can happen. We haven't had an event so far, we haven't even had a tide shift, but the events include a mothership where there'll basically be a bunch of salmonids dropping enemies, and if you destroy them as they're coming down before they can drop the enemy, you get an egg for it. But the mothership will eventually come in and try to steal eggs itself. This is the enemy that you need splat bombs against. With a well-timed splashdown, when its missile launchers are open, you can actually technically defeat it with a splashdown. It's not easy though, so I'm not even trying. So as you saw before, there was the stuff with rank, so we drop down to a professional 20 from 40. If you lose on wave 2, you only go down 10 points. If you lose on the last wave, you don't lose points, but you don't gain rank either. That's a Moz, I know his name. Toss a bomb with good timing and you'll be able to take him out really quickly. So the missile guys are the worst, because it's kind of like an ink storm, and it can kind of pressure you really badly, depending on how many you're on the field at a time. So yeah, and this gets really hectic, actually. This gets surprisingly involved, and I really do like this mode. I kind of just wish it was open more. They did fix it a little bit. It still closes a lot, but it does tend to be open longer than usual lately. So this is like a slosher that's kind of like a grenade type weapon. That's weird. I'm kind of down for it. But this is an example of another very vanilla stage. We haven't actually gotten any special characteristics, unfortunately. We'll probably do one more after this. We probably have time for one more. Other various special circumstances include fog, which covers the entire map of fog, and then there will occasionally be a gold salmon that drops eggs. There's also the drillers, which are various enemies that just kind of chase you down, and you have to attack from behind. They'll target one player indicated by a targeting laser, and then you have to basically have everyone else work together to take them out. But again, this requires actual coordination, which is sometimes hard to pull off random players without like voice chat. There's voice chat, but it's like through the app, it's not through the game itself. So it's not ideal. People are lobbying for them to add actual built-in voice chat, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, because they seem to be pretty dead set on using an app for everything instead of built-in. To be honest though, I'm not as upset about the app as most people are, because frankly I would use Discord for everything anyway. I'm not sponsored, but I like Discord. So like, I wouldn't actually use built-in communication even if it was there. I would not use built-in voice chat, because that just seems like a bad idea. We actually won that time. So that was a good wave 3. We actually did pretty well. So yeah, the only weapon I'm not good at in this set is the sniper type. A true professional. So when you actually complete it, your rank goes up by 20. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. And your pay goes up, so it makes it easier to get the rewards. So all the rewards are color-coded, but we'll go over it after this. I don't think this is going to be another full round, because this is actually pretty brutal. This is actually one of the easier maps, too. That's the scary part. Honestly, there's a few maps that are really difficult. One involves using little platforms that you can shoot the little rotors on to move back and forth between two platforms horizontally, kind of like the elevators, but instead of two levels, it's like two separate horizontal like platforms over water. And it's very easy to die if someone accidentally starts using the propeller. I just remember the term for it. And then you're trying to jump on it and they just start using the propeller, and then you're kind of out of luck. This is high tide, so this is gonna be interesting. There's also a Goldie. These things will be like vents, and if you shoot them, you have a chance at a gold salmonid coming out of it. And that's like the worst condition to have. Honestly, it's one of the hardest conditions because it's kind of luck-based, and it requires a lot of teamwork. If you actually find the gold salmonid, you definitely want to be spamming this way, which is up on the D-pad. They apparently changed it from come on to this way. I didn't talk about that last time because they were using come on for like exasperation rather than direction. Because the whole point of this way is supposed to be like, come over here, there's something important going on. But players in Splatoon 1 were spamming it as like a kind of disc kind of thing. So yeah, they changed it to this way, which I'm actually okay with. Because frankly, it got to the point where people weren't responding to command prompts because they just thought people were being pushy, so it wasn't working. Moths are actually really nice because if you get a lot of moths and can kind of lure them into the base, you can actually get a lot of eggs really quickly, which is what's going on right now. That's how we've gotten so many. Got a big enemy over there. Can I reach him? I can. Sometimes a bunch of little guys will show up and try to take the eggs back into the water, and sometimes you will miss eggs. You will not grab everything you actually can see on screen, but I will recommend destroying as many enemies as you can, just because the fewer enemies you have on screen, the less chances of things going badly. So, back to normal tide. And what do we have here? We have gotten surprisingly few gimmicks today, and that's kind of nice, but I'd also like to show them off, instead of just describing them. There's also a special round where, in low tide at night, there will be cannons that you can use to defeat a lot of enemies. The only problem with cannons is people tend to prioritize the cannons over, you know, collecting the eggs. Like, the cannons are great and all, but like, if everyone is just using the cannons, then no one's actually collecting any eggs. So you kind of have to divide egg duty and cannon duty. Oh. Also, with the flying guys, you'll most likely have situations where you all try to throw it into the same basket, and then that does no good. There are memes about throwing a bunch of bombs into one side of the missile launcher, and then immediately everyone getting splatted because they still get hit by missiles. I'm not the best with the Splatbrella. It's a cool weapon, but it's hard to use. But I do like how all the Salmonids tend to have characteristics of main weapons. This is a rough wave 2, by the way. So, another strategy you can always use is if you actually meet the quota, run like hell. There's no shame in running away. Like, if there's 10 seconds left and you've met the quota and everyone else is dying, it's not a bad strategy to lure away some of the attackers and just survive. You know, you'll get a worse score, but at least you'll get a score, so it is worthwhile. And back to the dualies. Look, we're finally getting night, it looks like. What characteristic will it be this time? A mothership. Oh, the worst one. In some ways. This is the worst to have on wave 3 because it's hard to defeat the enemies fast enough. So yeah, you have to defeat them before they drop the little basket. It's actually the enemy dropping it, not the actual basket that has to be destroyed. And the mothership will move in on the egg basket and will try to steal things. So you want to kind of hang close to the base area, but also still collect the salmon eggs. It's a very fine balance, and that's why this mode is really difficult. Like, they had it under control, so I was actually free to kind of go and get that one over there. But if, like, no one is on the egg basket, it can get ugly really fast if he steals everything. Like, this is a surprisingly good mothership, I'm gonna be honest. For wave 3, normally this doesn't go too well. There are a lot of eggs on the field, and we still have 40 seconds left to clear this. One other characteristics, I've talked about grillers who are doing mothership. Goldies we went over, high tide, low tide. That's about it, I think. Fog we discussed. I'm trying to think, it feels like there's another one I'm forgetting about. But, oh yeah, swarms. You can sometimes get like huge swarms of them, and that's really bad, but also nice. Basically, in a swarm, you just want to stand in a place near the egg basket and lure everyone towards you. There'll be fireflies, and the fireflies indicate who they'll be attacking. So the person with the fireflies needs to hang back and let everyone else pick off salmonids as they rush towards the target player. That's actually a really good round for getting a lot of points, but if you don't coordinate well, it can end very badly. Anyway, that is a quick look at Salmon Run. It's very fun, especially if you have 4 people over a voice call, and it's just a lot of frantic, chaotic, messy fun, and you get a lot of rewards. So let's talk rewards. The fun part, in other words. So, you have different awards. So you can get money, ability chunks, you can get gear, all sorts of cool things. Let's actually check the job manual. The job manual is actually really cool, and I highly recommend checking it out because they actually have really fun descriptions for everybody. But I'm double checking what the actual rewards are, if it says... doesn't say. Because I'm actually kind of forgetting what the colors mean, to tell the truth. Yellow is definitely money. I don't remember what red is, and I think purple are ability chunks. So yeah, I'm just forgetting red at the moment. Spoiler, this is being recorded during the ranked video, because I'm still waiting for tower control to start. But in any case, you can come over here to get your bonus. Maybe red is just kind of random, but if you already have the gear, you can trade it for the new thing, or if you like your current one, you can just trade the new one for ability chunks if applicable, or money if there are no abilities on it. So, with all that being said, thank you for watching, and next time we take on the Splatfests. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Splatoon 2.